Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Free Skate. My name is Ryan. Hit the like button on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Podbean, welcome. Make a review on there too and share with your friends. So today we are going to cover a few things, not in the highest detail because I'm sure you've probably listened to podcasts that have covered these already. So I'm just going to give my opinions on some stuff, and then we're going to bring up some ISU rumors at the end here. So let's cover the Canadian Championships first. So the Canadian Championships were held July 5th to 11th in Gatineau, Quebec. And let's start with the pairs. So the pairs was actually a really interesting event because it was very unpredictable and stuff happened that no one thought would happen. Particularly, well, I guess in the both short and the free. So in the short program, we had the standings of... So Diana Stellato and Maxime Dudek did lead after the short program. They did have a score of 78-35. They skated really, really well. They only had one element that was a negative GOE, and that was on their throw jump. So that was pretty good for them. In second place, we had Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud. Not surprising. They did have a fall on their triple toes. They had a score of 69.11. And in third place, which is maybe not the most surprising for those of you who have been listening to Canadian figure skating, we had Ava Campanarthan Elizarov that took the third place after the short program, and they were 65.85. They are a young team. I have mentioned them in my videos in the past because I did previously skate with them because they are actually from my club in Winnipeg. They now represent Ontario at the Granite Club, and they are coached by Kevin Daw, which also used to coach at my rink as well. He's a fantastic coach. Shout out to him. He's done such a great job with them. From the time I had seen them first start skating, I told Yoni and Eva that I knew they were going to do some good stuff. They just had that, and they've improved so much. This year was their first year competing senior domestically, and they rose up to the occasion. It's a big adjustment going from junior to senior alone, never mind all year they've been jumping. For domestic competitions, they've been doing senior, and for the rest they have been doing junior. So that was super exciting for them, and how they skated, really, really well done. And then we have in fourth place was Kellyanne Laurent and Lucas Etier, and they had 64.92. They did have a throw on their triple Salchow attempts. Now, in the free skate is where stuff kind of went down. Now, in the free skate, we had Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud win the free skate, and they actually won the entire event overall. Kellyanne Laurent and Lucas Etier were second in the free skate, 132.49. Leah and Trent got 135.03. Diana Stellato and Maxime Deschamps did not skate very good. Diana did have an illness and was getting worse. They did push through it. They managed a 123.01. Ava Campanarthan and Elizarov were fourth with 120.34. And the final standings for that were Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud win the event. So they are the champions of Canada now. Diana Stellato and Maxime Dudek, or Diana Stellato and Maxime Deschamps did not win their Canadian title. So the new Canadian champions are the Pereira and Trent Michaud, and I'm very happy for them because they are a wonderful team, and they skate really, really well. So congratulations to them. Diana Stellato and Maxime Deschamps did end up finishing second, 201.36. 204.14 was Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud. Kellyanne Laurent and Lucas Etier had a very strong free skate, and they ended up with 197.41. They did win the bronze medal. Eva Campanionov and Rozarov are fourth with 186.19. So those are your four top pairs that are closer to each other. It kind of drops off after there. Jasmine Droshier and Kieran Thrasher did only manage 166. They had 59 in the short and 107 in the free. So there was a little bit of a gap there. Nevertheless, Deanna and Max are going to the Olympics, and Leah and Trent are going to the Olympics. Canada does not have a third spot for pairs. Let's go to ice dance. That's basic. Ice dance was ice dance. It kind of went down as we thought, to be honest with you. Piper and Paul were 7 points over Lajoie and Laga. We're 7 points over them in the free dance. They were 17, 27, so 14 points over the whole score here. So 217.32 to 231.05. Marjorie and Zach did skate really well. They did have big scores, 86.93 in the rhythm and 130.39 in the free dance. We do know Canadian national scores are obviously inflated. However, if we're realistically talking, I actually don't even mind that for Marjorie and Zach. I think they're really, really good, and I think they've been underscored all year. So I'm going to take that. For Piper and Paul, that was super overscored. I cannot see them getting that. I still have issues with their programs. I don't think Piper and Paul have a good vehicle with their rhythm dance. I was talking to some of my skating friends about that, and there's polarizing opinions. There's varying opinions. Some really like it, some don't. I'm on the bandwagon of I'm not exactly liking it. To me, it's just a little stagnant. Like, there's nothing flashy about it. It's skated well. They did skate it well in the national championships, and that was the best I've seen them skate it all year, but I still don't love it. I think it's the way the program is composed, the types of lifts that they're doing, there's no really standout moves for me, and I just don't really fall in love with it. And their free skate is their Vincent one. That is a gorgeous program. It deserves to score high, but again, it doesn't have a lot of razzle dazzle. I'm somebody who likes to see things that wow me and things that stand out, and I'm going to remember that. Their programs this year, they're fine, but to me, they don't stand out as like, wow, that was so good, I'm going to remember it. When Tessa and Scott skated to Moulin Rouge at the Olympics, that was outstanding and memorable. They had the crowd in the palm of their hand, and it was so... it was such a powerful, sensual, and highlighted dance that, the lifts were big, there was the flashy moves, and they all kept them so together and quick and effortless. And Piper and Paul are quick and effortless, but I don't see any like big things. So in saying that, going into the Olympics, I personally think, as much as it hurts me to say, I would be a little bit surprised if they got a medal. I feel like if they get a medal at the Olympics, they are going to have to skate absolutely perfect and possibly even tweak some of their programs to put something in that's going to really send the judges flying. I think Marjorie and Zach should be closer in scores to them. I don't think there is that much of a score gap between them. In my personal opinion, I think they're maybe 2 to 4 points off a final score from them, not what they're getting now. Marjorie and Zach's skating skills are very strong. They have really good cohesion. Their elements are very strong. Their lifts are very strong. There's nothing not strong about them. And I don't think the judges have rewarded them as much as they should have. What kind of makes me mad about judging, specifically ice dance, is the politicking is just insane. And I don't care what federation you're from. I don't care what camp you're from. I don't care whatever. If you deserve to have top marks, then you should have top marks. And I also don't care where you skate in order either. As silly as it is, we have a system of grading elements and presentation based on how you have done it. The starting order should matter less and less now. If you see somebody that you know and compare, I mean, you've seen a lot of skating, okay? You know what's going to be a 9s across the board or a 10s or an 8s or a 7s. Give it. Don't say, oh, I'm going to give 7s instead of high 8s because it's early in the competition. Bullshit. Let's just give it. I mean, it's just, to me, it's mind-boggling. I don't care what country you're from. Don't care who your coaches are. I don't care where you train. If you skate good and deserve the marks, then give them the marks. And also give them the marks that they deserve that day. Not because they're a 3-time world champion, or they go in for the second Olympics, or they're 8-time national champion. I don't care. Give the marks as they're deserved. That's my TED Talk. Let's go to men. The Canadian men decided to show up at nationals. That was a little bit surprising. I did not know what we were in store for. And it was a really exciting event. We have here our new Canadian champion, Stephen Goglev. He has been up on the rise all year, and you know what? He 100% deserved it. I would even go as far, daring to say, as his scores here were not very inflated. I think they're very similar to what they would have been internationally, in my opinion. He got 99.6 in his short program. His quads were beautiful. 175.9 in his free. And for the first time, I think we're seeing Steven really come out of his shell and perform. He is giving the crowd that look. He is fast. The dude has gotten so fast this year. So impressive. He has really worked on his showmanship and not rushing through everything. I see him stalling more in those moves and those lines to give a crowd a look or give the judges a look or extension or something where before it would be just a rush, go from element to element to element. And he's doing such a good job of that now. I cannot wait for the next 4 years for him. The Stephen Goglev that we have been waiting for, it seems like decades for, has finally showed up. He won this event easily, 275.5. Second place, Roman Sadovsky, was just too far back after his short program. He didn't have a good short. He had 81.79 in the short, which isn't a terrible score, but he was just too far back. He was third? I think he was third after the short, I believe. 173.31 in the free, so he was very close to Steven in the free. So he was only 2 points from Steven in the free skate, but didn't make up any ground. So he actually does win the silver medal. Alexei Rakic, the most complete competition he's had, by far the best I've ever seen him skate. The guy has been training so hard. It was so good to see him. Joanne McLeod, his coach, 246.02, 83.6 in the short, 162.42 in the free. Wesley Chu was fourth, a fantastic short program. Phenomenal. 89.14, 100% deserved. He was second after the short program. He had trouble in his free. He did only get 152.34, and he dropped to fourth overall. Keegan Messing, the long-awaited return for him. I feel like he just came back to train a little bit too late. He does look better than he did before, but he's still a little bit of a ways off. I don't know if this is his last competition and he's just hanging it up or he's going another year. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like if he did go another year, he probably could make some waves and definitely win another national medal. Not entirely sure. Kind of doubt he's going to do that because I feel like this was for the Olympics. I'm not sure if he put an official statement out there. If he has, I'm not aware of it, so you can correct me in comments below if you do know more than me. He did 227.76 overall, 79.05 in the short, 148 in the free. You know, it happens. So yeah, that is the men. So we have Stephen Goglev representing Canada at the Olympics. And to be quite honest with you, man, I mean, if he skates like he did at the Canadian Championships, this dude, depending on how others skate, I mean, 275 is a pretty good score. I mean, he could win a medal. I'm just saying, it is within the realm of possibility. If he lands all of his quads like he did here, I mean, I just don't. I don't see him being lower than maybe 6th or 7th. But he's got to skate clean. If he doesn't and starts making mistakes and drops, he may find himself out of the top 10. Canada's lone entry. That's it. That's who's going to the Olympics. We have then women, our ladies. Oh boy, our ladies. Over my dead body, somebody else is going to the Olympics. And over her dead body, somebody is not going to the Olympics. Madeline Skizas is the Canadian champion again. The score was close. It was a 5-point margin between her and Gabby Delman, a strong second place. Gabby Delman was second place after the short program. Madeline Skizas was, hold on, I gotta go down here. Fourth, third, was Gabby. So leading after the short was Min Sol Kwan, new Canadian. She's not fully Canadian yet, but she can compete domestically. She did have 66.51. Gabrielle Delman had 66.32. Madeline Skizas had 64.92. Sarah Maud Dupuis had 65.74. So Madeline was fourth. Sarah Maud was third. Unfortunately, Sarah Maud had a little bit of a rougher free skate. She had a lot of falls. I mean, it happens. I'm going to go to the score sheets here. Let's see what we have. So Madeline Skizas, clean slate, nothing called. Nothing was called, although her change combo spin came in at level 2, and she only got a V. So a V means that you have not met all the requirements in the positions of a spin, but you do get points for it because you had enough positions in the spin. So her combo spin actually only, her base value for that was 1.88. With her GOE, she did get a 2.18 for that. So I did not know that. I just looked at that now. Second, Gabrielle Delman, 129.03 in the free skate. Really strong. Definitely the best I've seen her skate. And that was, by the way, her first jump was a double Lutz triple toe. That was supposed to be a triple Lutz triple toe. Imagine her getting the triple Lutz triple toe. Honestly, Gabby could have won. It was that close. Unbelievable. Like, good for her. She got calls on nothing, level 4s on everything, except for her change combo spin at the end, which was a level 3. Min Sol Kwan did get some calls, so I did see a lot of hate from the judges saying they tanked Min Sol. They didn't tank her. Min Sol is a young skater. Let her learn. All the calls were valid. I was calling the calls before I even saw the score sheet. So when I saw the score sheet, nothing surprised me. She did get a Q call on her opening combo, triple flip, triple toe. The toe had the Q. She had an edge call on her triple Lutz, an edge call on her second triple Lutz in the sequence, and a under-rotated triple sow cow in the triple sow double toe combo. So that did make her go down quite a bit, especially with the GOE, because they were all in the negatives at that point. So that is what it is, but she still got for presentation. Some of the judges gave her 8s, 8.25, a lot of 7.75, 7.5s. Skating skills, she got as high as 8.75 from judge number 7. So, she's so young, her coming up. I mean, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I think Mainsol will do just fine, and I don't think Skate Canada is taking her. So anyone out there saying that they don't think that she's going to do good in Canada because the judges are going to tank her, no, like not in my personal opinion. Yeah, so that is the women. We also had, so Sarah Maud Dupuis. I just want to double check, I believe, because she was down there a little bit. She was 12th in the free skate, so that was unfortunate. On her triple axel, she did fall, and it did get a under rotation call. So that was not good either. So Madeline Skizas going to the Olympics for Canada. Gabby Delman has been named to the Four Continents team, so she will be going to Four Continents. Yeah, so that's pretty much the Canadian Nationals. We are going to go into, let's just see who is in the Four Continents this week, because I actually don't even know who's in. So this is a learning experience for all of us. You guys probably already know because it's so soon. Okay, so for Canada, we have Wesley Chu, Alexa Rakic, and Roman Sadovsky for Canada. We have
not so sure how to help you with that.
I say Alexa Rakic, and Alexa decided to yell at me. Alexa, off. Thanks. And we have Boying Jin for China. He's a sub. We have Kalmura, Kazuki Tomono, and Sota Yamamoto. Solid there. Mihail Shidorov, solid. Junwon Cha, solid. Donovan Carrillo, love it. Bring me some him. United States, Jacob Sanchez, so good. Him at the American Nationals. We're not really going to cover American Nationals, but Jacob Sanchez, so good. So good. Love him. Liam Kapakis and Tomoki Hawatashi. That's not surprising. Jason Brown is a substitute. Though, I thought he withdrew, but maybe he's still a sub. I guess he was only going to go if he needed to. Okay, so that's the men. For the women, we have Gabrielle Delman, Sarah Maud Dupuis, and Fan Landry for Canada. We have Yuna Aoki, Mone Chiba, and Ami Nakai for Japan. That is solid there. Wow, we got some stars there. Sofia Samuel-Dakina from Kazakhstan, Hein Lee, Jia Shin, Ashun Yoon, all Korea. Excellent choices there. Star Andrew Savara Everhart and Brady Tennell for the United States. That is pretty solid for women. For pairs, we have Ava Kemp and Jonathan Lozerov, Kellyanne Lauren, and Lucas Etier. There's Canada's two entries. Australia, finally, we get to see them. Anastasia Golubeva and Hector Giotopoulos more. She has her citizenship for Australia now. She's been kept. She could not leave Australia until the citizenship. She had the papers. So they have not really competed much this year at all in the major events, especially because she couldn't leave. So now she can leave. They are coming to Four Continents because they have the citizenship. Sui and Han are in for China. Zhang and Huang are there for China. Nagaoka and Moriguchi are there for Japan. That'll be good. That's a pretty good. We have a North Korean team. Ryom and Han are there. Interesting. Afimova and Mitrofanov are there for the United States, the American champions. They are not going to the Olympics because of the citizenship issues. And for ice dance. For ice dance, we have Alicia Fabry and Paul Iyer. Jamie Fournier and Everest Zhu, and Lily Henson and Nathan Lickis for Canada. So that is going to be a competition about experience for two of those teams. Alicia Fabry and Paul Iyer should probably be the best Canadian team there for sure. Wang and Liu of China are going to be there. Yoshida Morita, Japan. Lim and Kwan from Korea. I do like their programs. Brown and Brown, love to see their program. The Godfather, so amazing. They have gotten really into character about that. I can't wait to see her slit his neck at the end of that. Emily Zingas and Vadim Klesnik are also going. They are going to the Olympics as well, but they're going here to, I think, get ranking points because it'll put them in a different group for starting for the Olympics, and they want to be as high up as they can. So that was a smart choice by them. So if you guys are listening to the hockey noise, Jesse came up and the volume is like plus 1,000. So let's discuss the European Championships for just a second. I'm not going to bring up too much about it. This was, all in all, honest to God, it was a really poor skated event. There was a handful of skaters that skated well, but let me tell you, it wasn't that pretty. But you know who did skate really well, honestly, was the top three men. Nika Agadze, I can't even say anything negative. He skated really, really well here. He is the European champion. Oh my God, Alexa, how rude. Nika Agadze wins his first European title. He did get 273 points, and he deserved it. He looked really, really good. Matteo Rizzo, bless his heart, second in the free skate, fourth in the short program. He gets a silver medal. He is going to be going to the Olympics for Italy. I don't know if they've made an announcement yet, but that's who it's going to be. And Georgi Rashtenko of Czech Republic manages a bronze medal. He had a really good free skate. Honestly, a lot of people's free skates, when I say a lot of people's free skates, I mean almost everyone's free skates were not very good. The only ones who had really good free skates were, honestly, Adam Hagara. Excellent free skate. He was 14th in the short, 4th in the free skate. He moves up to 10th. Rashtenko skated well, Rizzo skated well, and Agadze skated well. Honestly, no one else skated that well. Alexander and Mihail Slevko, we were 2-3 after the short program. They got their small medals together. They couldn't hold it in the free. A lot of them couldn't hold it in the free. Krilo Marsark was 6th in the free skate. He did skate okay too. Let's mention Kevin Amos, finished 27th place, didn't make the free skate, just a complete disaster for him. Proud of him, handled it really well. I think he may have expected it because he has new boots or something like that, so doing a competition with new boots is like, it's a total hit or miss. There's not much you can do about it. He'll probably be ready for the Olympics. I did want to bring up a note. I did post this on my Twitter and Blue Sky accounts, so at the free skate on both platforms. There was judges that had interesting marks in this event, and one of them was from Kevin Amos. Kevin Amos did get, he got, for this one specific judge, it was 8.75 for skating skills. The judge gave him a 5.0 for presentation. Congrats to that judge. Every single judge should be marking like that. Mark what you see. Just because he's 8s in skating skills does not mean he's 8s in presentation. He went down to a 5. That is a significant margin. So he was dead last, I believe, in presentation from that judge. Ranked 29th, and he was almost at the top in skating skills. Probably, I think he was top 3. I could be wrong, but that is a very shocking stat, and I think people should take note of that. That needs to happen more often. There's no reason why you can't have that score set in a program from one person. If their composition is bad, mark them lower. If their skating skills are bad, mark them lower. If the presentation is great, mark them higher. Why can't I can name so many people and especially ice dance teams who get maybe 6s and 7s for skating skills, and they get maybe a high 6, mid to high 7 for presentation. And some of those presentations should be honestly high 8s into their 9s, and they just don't get them. I don't understand why. Judging needs to figure that out, in my opinion. And there was one woman, Yulia Sauter from Romania. She had a really good free skate. She was 6th in the free skate. And she ended up having a judge give her 0.75. I mean, it's on the protocol, so I don't know if it was a typo, but like it just didn't make sense. So I am very confused with that, because that is an interesting number. Now, what's also interesting is she finished 11th. That mark being that low probably messed her up at least 2 places, because it was less than a point between her and 9th place. Just saying. A little bit. I would look into that. So for the women, Nina Petrakina comes back, has had a rough year, and she skated really well both times, 2:16, 14 overall. She is now a 2-time European champion. Luna Hendricks, 5th in the short, 3rd in the free, didn't really skate that well in both, but was acceptable. She gets a silver medal. Laurinaki Gutman, again, didn't skate perfectly. She ends up 4th in both segments, wins a bronze medal. Nina Penzroni was 2nd after the short, 8th in the free, gets 4th overall. Anastasia Gabanova, 11th in the short, not a great short, 2nd in the free, pulls up to 5th. Everyone was all over the place. Honestly, this the women's event was a small smattering of good skates. Josephine Talagard was one of the really good skates. She was 14th in the free, and she was pretty clean. She just doesn't have the tech content, unfortunately, to really do much more than that. Katerina Kurakova, she was 8th in the short and 10th in the free. She had a solid competition. She skated really, really well. I don't think I've seen her skate that well, probably in like years, and she was one that deserves a shout out for her. And I loved her costume, by the way, in the free skate, absolutely stunning. That necklace on point. For pairs, so pairs, Medalkina and Bruleva win. Obviously, they deserve to win, hands down. Gorgeous skating, wasn't perfect, but they win. Georgia has a European title again. Minerva Fabian Haas and Nikita Volodin, honestly, probably should not be in second. 203.87 to 202.56 between them and the Hungarians, Maria Pavlova, Alexei Sviatchenko. They Hungarians were 2nd in the free. Haas and Volodin were 3rd in the free, and just kind of stayed there. Honestly, I would have had the Hungarians over them. The Germans just had too many mistakes. I don't think, especially in between the score being so close and Pavlova and Sviatchenko looking solid, I do think that they should have that silver medal. But it is what it is. Haka and Kunkel, 4th. Switzerland's Vullemos and Bouvart, 5th. And Ghilardi and Ambrosini, 6th. Vipinlaw and Digby, 7th of Britain. Well, ice dance. So ice dance here, again, kind of interesting. We had seen some very good skates in the ice dance. Fournier, Baudry, and Cicerone win easily by 12 points over Guinard and Fabry, which I think is a little bit of a surprise that they were second here. Not because of the way they skated, but just coming in. I don't think many people had them pegged to win a silver medal, especially the way how the Brits were skating, how the Lithuanians were skating, how the French team was skating. There was a lot of strong skates here. But, you know what, Greenard Fabric did look the best out of the ones who skated and deserved that silver medal. Fear and Gibson were lucky, in my opinion, to hang on to their bronze medal. They did not skate that well in the free dance. They were third in the free. To be quite honest with you, and I love both of their programs, but I think the French were a lot better than them, and they were a lot cleaner than them, and I don't think Lopareva and Brosseau got the marks that they deserved. They were fourth in the free. They were fourth overall, 204.72 to 209.51 over behind the Brits there. Alison Reed, Salius, Amber Levicius, 200.29, fourth in the rhythm dance, seventh in the free. Their skate in the free was not the greatest. They had some mistakes again. Someone who really surprised me was Diana Davis and Gleb Smolkin. They were sixth in both segments, sixth overall, 109.99.31. I think they skated really, really well. They have improved so much. Diana has learned how to perform really, really well. And I know their rhythm dance is a little bit polarizing with the music that they chose, because it's a little bit more like rocker, like not typical figure skating music. But if there's anyone that pulled it off, it's them. I don't think a lot of teams could pull that off. And for what they did, I think that's the best that they could have done. A little bit surprised that they did not pass the Lithuanians, given the mistakes that Allison and Salius had and how Diana and Davis skated both programs. I do think maybe they should have been ahead from them. I think probably Diana and Gleb should have been fifth, and Allison and Salius should have been sixth. Olivia Smart and Tim Deek were fifth in the free, 10th in the rhythm dance. Their rhythm dance has been a problem for them because the judges are not marking them for it. I'm not sure why. I do think, it's too late to do something with the Olympics now, but I think that they should have gone back and changed something with their rhythm dance, because if they had a higher scoring rhythm dance, I believe that they could be in a conversation for top 5 in the Olympics for sure, but I'm not sure if that's in the cards unless something miraculous happens. Lots of good skates here. Turquila and Verslis came back. They finished 8th. Demojo and Le Marseille were 9th. Love this team from France. Fantastic. And I will also say to Tashlerova and Tashler from Czechia, I think they're getting a little bit short into the stick with judging as well. I think they're fantastic. They have so much speed. They have so much charisma. They have very cool moves. They have very interesting choreography. Not entirely sure why they're so far down there in 10th place. Again, I've said this a million times, I'm not an ice dance pro judge. Somebody please explain it to me, why they are so low. I think their content is so good. And looking at this list of people, I personally would have probably had them over at least 3 teams here, in my opinion. Yeah, I think we're going to stop there. I could go on for the other people that I saw that I liked. I liked a lot. I would say, honestly, like the top 15 like rhythm dances, I thought I was very impressed with them. They were super enjoyable to watch. So everyone skated really, really well with that. So this week coming up, we have 4 continents in a few days, and is going to be the last competition before the Olympics. Now, one thing I want to bring up before we go is the ISU is proposing some rule changes. Everything that I know is just strictly rumors. Some of the stuff I have heard is just absolutely wild, and I am having a hard time believe that these would actually be proposed because they seem so ridiculous. I do know for sure one thing is happening is the jump content is going down next year after the Olympics. I believe there will be 6 jumps required in the free and not 7. I think there's a combo element changing as well. But for future, I've heard stuff from having to prepare 2 free skates maybe ones with almost no jumps to having a Grand Prix semifinal and then a Grand Prix final. And the season skating, or the season being longer, having the second free skate really troubles me, because you have a short program and a free skate, and I don't know if that's replacing one or if they're like having a non-jumping free skate instead of a jumping free skate, or instead of the short program. I don't know what they're doing, but and what my realm of skating is and what I understand it is I don't understand how like skaters hone 2 programs all year, and the best is saved for the end of the year, and they've worked on it all year. You want to throw in a whole another competitive program to train? You're going to get watered down recycled programs, or 2 programs that are not as good as one could be, because you have to spend so much time on those programs. So in my opinion, I think that is a crazy, ridiculous idea. Not a fan of it. The whole Grand Prix semi-final and final thing, I don't know too much about the format to really comment, but it sounds a little not sure. I don't think also you need to make the skating season longer than it already is. Skaters need a break. Let them be. If you know some more credible rumors, or if you are part of the ISU or judges and want to get into contact with me, please let me know. You can do that at thefreeskate@gmail.com, or the free skate on Twitter, or for X, or free skate on Blue Sky. Get a hold of me. Make a comment on YouTube, whatever. But yeah, that is my video, and we will see you guys maybe after 4 continents, heading into an Olympic preview show. So until then, enjoy, take care, and we will see you soon. Okay, bye.